Hello vintage outboard motor fans, this is T-Mike making another video today. This video is going to be on a mail-in repair on a gear case that was not mailed in, it was dropped off. So if everybody's ready for this repair job, here we go. So Cliff and Jen came pick up their 18 horsepower Evinrude, and they came in from Arkansas and dropped off Cliff's dad's gear case here off of Johnson 10 horsepower QD14. That's a 1953. So Cliff's dad's name is Wes, and Wes filled out the mail-in repair for this repair job, but sent it with his son Cliff. And here's the notes that Wes put on here. He said, T-Mike, thought I'd give you some further information as to why you have the lower unit. I have had this apart about 5 times and it still leaks. Ordered a Chinese seal kit, didn't like the seals, so I bought a new national seals for both. Used the expensive 3M sealant for the spaghetti seal. Shift rod and shifter were NOS from eBay. Tried everything, but it still leaks. When we started this last weekend, the water pump quit and the lower unit had water in it. Decided I would send it with Cliff. Maybe with your equipment and experience you can figure it out. I have another set of gears along with 2 more shift rods. Thanks for the help. So we're going to take care of it for Wes. Sounds like he's a little frustrated. I don't think he has a pressure tester to determine where the leak's at. I would bet it's in this shift rod seal right here, but who knows. So we're going to take care of it. Mail-in repair for Wes, dropped off by Cliff. First thing I'm going to do is take her outside and drain the gear oil and bring it back inside and put a pressure tester on it and see if we can determine where the leak's at. That's what we got to do first, is find out where the leak at is on Wes's gear case. Here we go. Alright, I got her pumped up to over 20 pounds and there's the leak right there. I don't know if you can see it down there, but it's a spaghetti seal with 2 halves. See if I can pick it up some. See it right there? There's the leak. Right there. Right there. Well, it's a small leak. Or is it coming from the screw? It's coming from the screw. The leak is coming from that screw. That screw right there, it's got a little bubble leak. Not in the spaghetti seal. It's in that screw right there. Alright. It's a tough one to find. No wonder Mr. West couldn't find it. It's a very small leak. And it's in that screw. We'll take it apart and find out why it's leaking right there. Okay, we're back inside the shop with Wes's gear case, and we have determined that the leak is coming from the screw. The leak is coming out of this screw hole right here. So I'm gonna make an educated guess and say that it's the spaghetti seal. All right, that's not seated right. The 2 halves have to be kind of planed off and even when they sit in there so the spaghetti seal can do the job. I'm gonna take the gear case apart and show you that spaghetti seal is on the outside of that screw. No, The spaghetti seal is going on the inside of that screw, so the air is getting through that spaghetti seal and coming out of this hole right here. I think that's what it's going to be. Anyway, we're going to figure it out. I'm going to take her apart, show you the two halves. It's marked right here where the leak is, so we're going to have to sand it down both sides and make sure that spaghetti seal seals just right. I think that's what this problem's going to be. Mr. West is having trouble, and there's a defect somewhere in these two halves not seating properly. I think we're going to figure it out. Here we go. Okay, I got the gear case mounted here. Let's take the halves off and see what we got. I don't know what he used to seal it with, but it won't come apart. I'm gonna have to get a rubber mallet. Spaghetti seal looks flat. It doesn't look like it's sticking up at all. And I was incorrect. The holes are inside the spaghetti seal. So the leak was right here in this screw, and the screw is inside the spaghetti seal. So I do not think the problem is the spaghetti seal. It's going to be the surface area right here. Or the surface area right here. It's not tight. So I'm going to remove the spaghetti seal, and I'm going to flatten this surface. And I'm going to remove all the parts right here so I can flatten this surface. Okay, so I'll show you how I flatten the surfaces to try to make them match perfectly. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a drill with a brass wire brush, and I'm going to get all the gasket sealant off. Okay, I got everything super clean. Now I'm going to take you over to my setup and show you how I get a flat surface on this half. And then we got to do the other half. Okay, I got a flat surface here. In this case, it's a cutting board. And I'm going to take some some 100 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to rub the surface in a circular motion on here to get this super flat. Looks good to me. I'm going to go get the other half cleaned and bring it here and finish it off. Okay, I did the same thing to this half. I used a brass wire brush to get all the gasket sealing off. Now I'm going to flatten it out. Okay, nice and flat. And this is the area where the leak was coming out. And I can see some grooves right there. I don't know if you can see them. There's some grooves right there. Some scratches right there. I don't like those scratches right there. You see them? Those scratches could be letting the air in. I don't see that on any of the others. I think that's our trouble right there. Those scratches. I'm trying to work those scratches out of there. I think I'm getting there. I think I got the scratches out of it. Remember, if you lower this right here, you got to lower the rest too. So all got to be flat. So I'm pushing straight down on it. I'm not doing it at an angle, trying to get those scratches out. And I need to lower it. Yeah, I think I got those scratches out of it. By pushing flat, I've lowered the whole surface here 1/1000th of a millimeter. Yeah, I can barely see them. I'm gonna work it some more. Yeah. Definitely, those scratches that were there are not there anymore. That's where the leak was. See how clean it looks now? I like it. I like it. I think that's going to do it. Let's put it all back together. All right, we're going to put the gears back in. All right, got the gears in. Now let's go over to my vise and put a new spaghetti seal on it. Okay, so I like to use this Loctite aviation sealant, and there's two tricks involved here. The first one is when you apply the sealant on here, you got to give it 5 minutes or so to get tacky, and then you place your spaghetti seal in there so it'll stay in there. Now that it's tacky, and you got to let it overhang on each side right here. You got to let it overhang just 1/8 of an inch on each side, so when it compresses, it'll squeeze in and not leak right here. So I'm going to apply the first setting and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, now let's let it sit for 5 minutes, and I'll come back and put my seal in. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Let's put our spaghetti seal. Still having trouble making it stay. Pops out. That's the hardest part of this job. Just got to kind of stick with it and let it get tacky. It'll stay. Got to put it on before it pops out. Let's get back over there and get it done. Okay, we got it all back together now. Let's put the pressure tester on it and see if she'll hold air. Okay, I fixed the pressure testing on it, but I can't spin this. This drive shaft. I put a vice grip on the top of it here, and I go to try to spin it. It spins, but it ain't spinning good. So I gotta take it apart and see why it's jammed up down in there. Well, it turns free when I take the cover off, so something's got it jammed up. I'm gonna have to work on it. Okay, so we've come across another problem. So these gear cases have a pin. See that pin right there? And you see the pin right here? Well, this pin is worn out. So this right here, which would be the reverse gear, the pin, this slips in that pin. Okay, when you put this piece in, this hole goes on that pin. This, which I believe is the forward gear, is supposed to fit on that, but look what's happened. It's got two holes, and then this pin is worn, so it looks like it was sitting in here pushing on that, which is why it was leaking, because that gear has to fit in that right hole right there. That's where the jammed up mismatch is. I think that's where it goes. If it's over here, so I gotta figure out how to get it in the right hole when it's on the shaft. So I'm gonna work on that. So I believe this is the proper lineup for the hole at the bottom. So I'll put a mark here, a mark here, and a mark in the center here. So that when I put it all together, that hole ought to line up with the pin down there. Let's try that. All right, I believe I got her. All right, I got her pumped up to 11 pounds. It's been about a half hour. It hadn't moved. And I'm testing the gear case by spinning the drive shaft here and watching the propeller. Alright, so spinning the drive shaft down there, and that's forward. See the propeller turning? I move the shift rod up a little bit to halfway, about halfway, and it shouldn't spin at all. See it not moving? And then if I push it all the way down for reverse, it ought to spin the other way. It keeps dropping. There it goes, spinning the other way. Alright, so the shifting works, and it's still holding 11 pounds. I'll check it tomorrow morning. If it's good, I'm going to take it outside and put it in the water barrel. Had two problems. Had some marks on the gear case, I believe, that was leaking that screw, and then the bearing pinhole was off and had to be matched just right. I think Mr. Harvey was having a little bit of trouble with both of them. But it's working now. As long as it pumps water, she should be good to go. Well, here we are the next morning, and we still got a leak. Oh my God. We still got a leak in this gear case. Let's put it in the water barrel and see if we can find it. Well, it looks like we still have a leak. Here's the air bubbles. It looks like it's happening right at that seam. Right there. Right there at that seam. That's where the leak is. Let's take it apart. See how the spaghetti seal is fitting right on that edge. So I marked it with my magic marker. The leak is right there. See the bubbles coming out? That's where the leak is. Let's take it apart and see if we can stop it. Okay, I think I got it. What I did, I changed the spaghetti seal and I let it overhang a little bit more on each side in that gap. I think it was leaking because I didn't leave enough overhang, and I got it at 20 pounds. And it's been about an hour and it ain't leaked a bubble. Let it sit overnight. If it's still good at 20 pounds, we're gonna call it good. Man, it was a touchy gear case. Had a lot of problems on it. We'll see if this does. Okay, I filled it up to a little better than 10 pounds. No bubbles. 10 pounds, a little better, no bubbles. Let's see it, sit it overnight, see how it comes out. Alexa, lights on.
Okay.
All right, it's the next morning, and voila, still holding a little better than 10 pounds with no bubbles. We got it. Man, we had a few crazy problems with this one, but it's a done deal now. Ready to ship her back to Wes, or Wes may come get it. Who knows? Hope y'all enjoyed the video. See y'all next time. Okay, let's test Wes's gear case for pumping water. Oh my God. She's a pumper. She pumps water great. Hey, you want to win a free prize? That's right, Team Mike's giving away free prizes. All you got to do is go to Team Mike's website, teammikevintageoutboards.com. The link is below, and find the link for Team Mike's trivia quiz. There'll be a trivia quiz question on there, all about vintage outboard motors. Just answer the question and click submit, and at the end of the month, put your name in the hat, make a drawing. Whoever's got the first correct answer wins a prize for that month. All right, on the form also, when you get there at the bottom, it's got a section for a message. It says talk about your vintage outboard motor or your experience with Team Mike. So if you want to put some personal details down there, I might read a few of them out during the live stream. So win your monthly free prize, no cost. Just go to Team Mike's website, teammikesvintageoutboard.com, click on Team Mike's trivia quiz, and answer the question. Here we go. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making it. If you did, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button and catch all my videos. You know, my passion are these vintage outboard motors. Johnson and Evinrude, 1950s, 60s, and 70s, 3 horsepower to 18 horsepower. I think I have all the videos, over 500 videos, on everything you need to know to repair, service, and restore your vintage outboard motors. I have all the parts, all the videos, and all the parts manuals for you to do that. I love what I do. The best way to reach me is on my website, teammikesvintageoutboards.com. You go to that website, I have links for everything you need. I have links for all the parts you need. If you don't know the parts you need, there's a link called the Parts Broker where you can fill out the form and submit it to me, and I'll find your part for you. All right. I also have a link for a mail-in repair service where you can ship me your carburetor, your gear case, or your magneto. I'll repair it, video it, put it on YouTube, and ship it back to you. I also have a link for technical consulting. If you have a question, just fill out the link. There's a donation page if you want to help pay T Mike, and I'll answer your question and get back to you. That's the best way to reach me, is on my website, teammikesvintageoutboards.com. I love what I do. It's been a great ride. And remember, always remember, and never forget, here at Team Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time.